All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at Milestone, and today is December 7th. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. We wanted to get the portfolios, the options portfolios up this weekend, and it's been taking a lot of work, but we're finally ready to make a move here. So UNFI, we're going to start with this one. You know, there are many indicators that we use for picking the stocks that we do pick for the puts and the calls. And all we're using is basic ones on here, but we use about 42 different indicators to determine a pattern or which way a stock would go. And so it's not just what we're looking at here and saying, okay, this is good because, you know, there's a few other things that really come into it. And when picking these out, there's definite patterns that we look for and trends and potentials. So we're looking for a dollar move. We're looking for, you know, you want to see what the price movement's going to be. You know, can you get what you need, whether it's $1 or $5 or $10, whatever the case may be. How much can the stock move in an 8-week period? Because we did look at January for the options, not December. So UNFI, I'll show you a little bit about a pattern that we have here. We have great support here, 50-day moving average, and also the middle Bollinger Band, and it's holding nice support and has started to create a new trend. Now the trigger on this one, you can see the 50-day moving average starting to move to the upside, and you have your Bollinger Band starting to spread apart. But if you want to draw your trend line out and say, okay, you're not in a downtrend anymore, that's what you want to do. You want to make sure before you really get into these that your trend lines are broken for the direction. So if you're still in this pattern, then you're still going down. Here we broke it, and now we're solid over it. So we're going to create a new trend here, and the trend's going to be the uptrend. So now that we have a few candles off this consolidation area and the double bottom, what you can do is set up another one. Okay, so you use these candles, and that's going to be your support and resistance now at this point. Okay, so this candle should act as, I mean, this trend line should act as your support now. Okay, so you have these candles, you're using these candles as your baseline. So now you're in an uptrend pattern, you're going to follow your uptrend move. Okay, and now to target the top, what I would do is your last double top or last high is draw your line. Okay, so here's your two double tops. Now here's your box. This is your trade zone. Okay, so from here to here is what we're doing. All right, so this is the way you want to look at it. So typically, the way this pattern is laid out, you can look at by the 30th of December, you should be at 75. You will trade up, you will trade down, you will trade up, you will trade down, you will trade up or down. Doesn't matter. Okay, as long as you hold this line, you're still in an upward pattern. So that's the way we looked at this one. This is the way we look at a lot of them, and we project out, okay, if it's a $5 move going to be worth it in the options? Yes, a $5 move will be worth it in the options. Okay, so example UNFI, we have written down the price, current price is $70.93. We're looking at January 70s in this for this strike, and it's $2.60 right now. So if this hits up here, 75, you're going to be looking at some good profits. So plan your trade out. Make sure you're out of your down pattern if you're going for an upside pattern play, and work it that way. So UNFI, this is pretty much how we have that one laid out. Now, something else you want to look at when this thing has topped out, and if you come up with a double top right here, you're going to start tracking it to the downside. Now, on downside in UFI, you could play this all year long. You have a lower gap to fill down here at 60. So at a certain point, this is going to reverse and start trading down, okay? And after it does trade down, this would be your target area for this gap fill for another reversal. You could play UNFI all year long. You could play any stock all year long as you follow the pattern and trend, okay? You don't have to jump all over the place. Just plan out what you're doing. All right, let's look at the other ones now that you have all that information. CLF. CLF, we have a nice little bounce on CLF, okay? Let me draw this in and move this over here. Okay, so you have a nice double bottom right here and a move. You got a lot of resistance right up in this area, but we think we can get a few dollar move out of it. Okay, you get your 200-day moving average, 50-day moving average, and you have your middle Bollinger Band. So keep an eye on this one for a nice little pop. You know, if we can get over the middle Bowley, get a nice little reversal. Your relative strength index, your relative strength index is at 16, which is very, very oversold. So let's try and get a nice move up here to the 200-day moving average, which would be about 6. Remember what I said about planning your trade. Look at the other video, and you can do the same thing on this one. Draw your trend line down. You see where the break was, and now start drawing your pattern to the upside. Okay, and you can do that on every single thing. I'll do it real quick right here. Pull this back out. You're coming off the bottom. We'll use this one, and now that we did break that, the downside, I'm positive of that. So you plan it out. Okay, so the same thing. You're going to follow the bottom of your candle. This is an aggressive move. It's much more vertical than the other one we were just looking at. But you know, put it up here. Here's your double top right here, or even use underneath here, so you know it's going to be coming into this direction. Okay, so let's go right in the middle, right? The 200-day moving average. Keep it simple. So you might be able to scalp, you know, come up to 56 from 52. So it'll be a nice move. CLH. Keep an eye on CLH. ALKS, not a fan favorite, but I like it the way it bounced here off of the middle Bowley. It looks like it can come up and test these old highs right here. Not old, last week. AKS right in this area. So if it breaks this is what I want to look for. I need a nice break here. Everything is heading to the upside still. Your 50-day moving average, your middle Bowley, and your bottom. You get a little rounded top here, but see what happens when more buying comes into this, if it does. But you're still in that uptrend pattern, and that's what you want to make sure you're in. Okay, you're in the uptrend pattern until you're not. Okay, and that's the other reason it bounced. If it ever breaks under, you can bring it right back here and bring it up here. All you're going to do is line up the bottom of your candles, as you can see, off your lowest candle from that direction, and you know, it held that thing right there. So it's still very bullish, and we're looking for it to you know, come in here and break out of this and start hitting higher. If it breaks below this line, it's definitely set up for puts. So watch the trend and the way it goes. Facebook, let me burn through this. I'm going to get a few more of these done. Watch for the 50-day moving average break. If this breaks, then and stays on bid nice and solid, because it is acting as quite some resistance right now. But if you notice, you have your two lower candles, two more lower candles, but they're higher. Two more candles now, but everything's moving in one direction, and that direction is to the upside. So keep an eye on Facebook to break that. I think we're getting very close to break that 50-day, and when it does break that 50-day moving average, it's really going to start to get rolling. So keep an eye on Facebook for this breakout, and then the potential for the 55 by January. You know, this is by December 30th. Here is the projection at this point, and from there, you can project any higher in January, whatever the case may be. So the options we were looking at are written below. SPG is the next one. SPG, real quick, I want to see the 50-day moving average break. You're still in a downtrend pattern, but if you look at the weekly, it looks like we can really get some legs. But watch the 50-day moving average break and this Bollinger Band, because you are aggressive off the downside to head up. Okay, POWI, same thing. We got nice support, 50-day, 50-day, and middle Bollinger Band. Watch this one to come up and test this double top again for 57 and change, 57.50. Nice $4 move if we can get rolling here, but everything's evened out and started to move nicely. THS, beautiful support here, the middle Bowley and the 50-day moving average. Look for a nice move to the upside. You did break the downside pattern. I don't want to keep doing this, not on this video anyway, but I'll show you real quick. You know, you broke that pattern. Now you reversed it. Now you start drawing your lines and you move to the upside. Get in the habit of knowing what you're seeing and looking at it and playing it on every chart. Okay, I think I have one more here. IMO bounced off the 50-day moving average and also off the middle Bowley, and if you look, we're starting to turn to the upside, so keep an eye on IMO, looking for a break of these two top here. Once you break these two top trends here, then you're going to get very bullish. We're getting close to that again, so this is going to be resistance, but if we break over this, we're going to start a new track to the upside, so keep an eye on IMO. Okay, this is the first set of call options for December and January. It's all written below. Keep an eye on those, and good luck to everybody.